raise your hand. Here on the left, thank you.
Ila tua o mai al ding ta longa lo sunga va vasa manaya moli mele nga fa ta yo le pa ya mal ta tu tu mfeina sa no de tulanga pe o de yaile I ungol ta tu ta longa. Very tough match, coach. Our people thank you very much from the bottom of their hearts, even though we didn't win today, but yeah, I think the boys put it all out there today, so thank you very much. What's your take on the game as Samoa coach?
Ja, malo sui for lange ma lo sunga so man. Yeah, that was a tough one. But lost for words, if I'm being honest. If anything, as I said in my post-match interview, my heart breaks for these boys. I thought they deserved a lot more than they got from that game, and I felt that we did enough to earn a victory. Such as the cruel nature of sport, it wasn't to be. But in terms of the effort, it's a pretty tough one to take.
We're joined now by Samoa captain Michael Alaalatoa as well. Another question, please. And then we'll work our way across the room. Thank you.
Well, coach and captain, tough battle, great game from the boys. Result was not to your taking at the end. Moving forward, how does Manu Samoa come back after this?
I think that there's a lot to have a look at in terms of getting here. Once we're here, it's not a coincidence that we're playing our best by the fourth game. I think we seriously need to have a look at our program, both internally and on the global scale, in terms of the games we're playing, the exposure we can get to these tough matches against tier 1 teams. So moving forward, I think there's a lot of work to do, but I think if we'll have a look at tomorrow.
There's questions here and then on the same row and then up the front.
Hello, Seilala. Just wondering, does Samoa have any tier 1 games lined up anytime at all?
Seilala James, good to see you again. I am unsure at this point. I haven't been informed of any fixtures that have been confirmed. I think a lot of it has to do with we finish up here at the World Cup, so I'm sure we'll find out in the next little while.
Just to follow up on that, Samoa's performance today, do you feel that there's a strong case for them to be seen again against England?
I've always thought that. I've always thought there's been a case, and unfortunately, its performance is not enough at the moment. But I think there's enough there to show that with a little bit more of everything, then we can be pretty competitive at this level against teams like England. So yeah, hope that answers the question.
You must be proud of how your team, one, performed, but two, kind of stopped England trying to do what they wanted to do. Is that can you take solace from that, even though obviously you gutted not to win this match?
Yeah, I think proud is an understatement in terms of how I feel about our performance today. I thought we were pretty dominant in most facets of the game. I thought it was a great battle in the set piece. on both scrum and line out. And in terms of the open field, I thought we were able to expose some space, and especially in the wider channels. So, very proud of how we managed to assert our game, and also managed to stop England's game for about 70 minutes.
And just on a sort of lighter note, if that's right, obviously Manu played against you guys for the first time today. How was that experience for your side? It felt like a real sort of special occasion in many ways.
Oh, absolutely. We're all as someone so proud of Manu and his achievements. When you have a guy named Manu Samoa playing for England, he's, for us, it doesn't matter what colour jersey he's wearing. He's still Samoan. So no, we'll always claim him.
Come here and then we'll start down the right-hand side.
Bonjour. Quel a été le tournant? Quel a été le tournant de ce match selon vous? Ce qui a fait basculer le match en faveur des Anglais?
I believe if we're able to score those tries in that first half, I think with the two disallowed tries, obviously one being a foot and touch, but I think if we nail those two, I think it becomes a very different game in terms of energy and momentum. By not scoring those, I think it gave England a lot of energy as well and momentum, and they were able to grind away and get the points they needed, and then obviously losing a player to the bin definitely didn't help our case, because I thought we never felt that threatened on our line. Even though England were throwing everything at us. So I believe, when you're defending for that long in your own 22, something's got to give at some point. So, yeah, I hope that answers the question.
There's a proposed plan by World Rugby and some of the top nations to create a Nations Championship that, if it goes ahead, would see Samoa not being in the top tier and wouldn't get there until at least 2030. Is that incredibly disappointing, and do you feel like that should change based on the performance you put out there tonight?
Well, we wouldn't see games like we saw tonight, where I thought it was a great contest between two proud countries, and if the proposed league goes ahead, you won't get to see. It's basically you're seeing an expanded Six Nations and Championship.
What would help Samoa in the years to come get back to this level and beat teams like England?
I've got a long list I could go through, but I think the biggest thing for us is time. Time together. Time on the field together, which means more games. It's probably one of the biggest resources that we don't have is that time together. So with players scattered across the globe, it's always going to be hard. And if we had more time together, I think we would go a long way to beginning to make a difference.
England, see what happens in tomorrow, but England are likely to play another Pacific team in the quarter-final, Fiji. Do you think they'd have a pretty good chance, based on what you guys have shown today, that if you can match England physically, you've got a really good chance of beating them?
Is that England or Fiji?
Fiji got a good chance of beating England.
They'll be confident from the last outing they had. So I think both teams have improved and grown over the course of the World Cup. And when it comes to quarterfinals, it's anything can happen, as we know. So yeah, that's my answer.
Seilala, Charles from the Telegraph here. Just in terms of adapting, is it an exposure to teams of Tier 1 level? Is it also about adapting and getting exposure to officials at that level as well? You had 14 penalties against you and a yellow card tonight, as opposed to England's 9. Is that just simply because your guys at international level don't have the same exposure to the same officials as England, or do you think it's got better as the tournament's gone on, or how have you seen that?
I disagree with that comment. No, the guys that play in the blue jerseys play in the same tournaments that the guys in the white jerseys play in. So you got, we've got guys playing in the Premiership, we've got guys playing the top 14, who are exposed to the same referees. So I don't know whether it's our guys need more time with the referees. Maybe it's maybe referees need more time with our guys. It's. I've asked the question in the past around do referees have an unconscious bias when their Tier 1 team is playing a Tier 2 team, because these players are playing in the same competitions. A lot of them are teammates. A guy next to me, playing in one of the most successful clubs in Europe. So they're exposed to the refs, but when you throw all of them in the same coloured jersey, for some reason we need more exposure to the referees.
So do you think there is an unconscious bias? Sorry, or did you say that you've asked the question?
Oh, I believe there is. I believe there has been in the past, and it's. I don't think it's anyone's fault. I think it's just. It's what I've seen in our game for the last I don't know how many years from when I was playing. So yeah.
We've got time for one more question at the front here, please. Wait for the microphone, please. Yep. Thank you.
Michael, you were nodding quite vigorously there. Do you feel there's an unconscious bias, or just you're suffering?
Oh, yeah. Like, I agree with what Coach is saying. Like, from what I've seen from all Pacific nations in the past, when they've played games, it's like you need to make the most of every opportunity you have. You need to nail everything to get an outcome, and if you don't, then it's going to cost you. And that's like whether it's an error or a skilled error or giving penalties away. And yeah, so it is. Yeah, I'd say yes.
We have time for one more question. I saw another hand over. Yes, on the left, please.
Hi, Seilala. You just lost to Ireland by 4 points 2 weeks before the tournament. Lost 3 games, well, one game and lost 3. How would you reflect on the campaign on a whole?
So that's hindsight's a beautiful thing, but off the top of my head, just reflecting back on it, I've seen a win, 2 great performances, and 2 performances that we should have been better at. So looking back on it, I'll review myself first and have a look at in terms of the whole program leading up to the Rugby World Cup over the last 2 years. But the first word or emotion that kind of comes to mind is just proud of this group. Grateful for my staff and support staff, and on the field I said to Miracle Failangi, one of the youngest members in our team, just get excited about what's ahead. You've had a taste, so it's a different message I say to probably one of the veterans. But that's the exciting part, is we've got some guys coming through now who can really take this team forward.
Thank you, everybody. That closes the Samoa press conference. Thank you, Seilala. Thank you, Michael. We'll have England here very shortly.
Thank you.